Man, that
Woody, are you a knife guy? Someone was telling me.
I do like knives. Yeah,
you do like knives.
Yeah, he's got a little Mexican in him.
Mm-hmm.
You got like a little collection.
He is what I like to call a student of the blade.
Have you ever bought a knife from PKA Knives? Do you know those guys?
I have. Online. We had a knife once, but I've never heard of the PKA. We go to Blade HQ and some other one. I forget.
Because my buddy owns a knife warehouse, and it's where I want to retire.
In a knife warehouse.
So my buddy's like, I guess I run one of the third largest mail order knife company in America now. Yeah, and he moved the whole thing to New Hampshire, and then he's just got a big warehouse full of knives and a bunch of weird Russians, and they just ship knives around the country.
Are you a knife guy? If so, what's in your pocket right now?
No, I'm not a knife guy, but I'm always calling him up, and I'm like, what's up in the world of knives? Like, any good stabbings lately? And he's like, that's not how the knife world works.
So I'm not into knives. I'm not into knives. I have a few. They're not very special. But what I am into, although I don't have any, is swords. I like swords. Now, I don't want to be that fucking
stupid question. Can you have them?
Yeah.
Dude, I pray you get into swords in your late 30s.
Dude, get into swords.
Dude, swords you need to be the sword guy. Fuck the Zippo guy.
I got some plastic swords back there.
I want to be the blade. I'm going back to toothpick guy. I'm sorry. I took a step too far.
No, sword guy. Commit.
Don't knock me.
Do it.
You can have toothpick guy. I remember when we picked these, when we drafted these, I'm still leaning on the wall, flipping a coin guy. And I think that's a cool guy.
I really want to see you incompetently try to slice through one.
You also do that thing where you like walking across.
That'd be great.
I want to tune in to a new episode of PKA, and we go, Kyle, what new sword did you get this week? And you go, well, this
every episode, Kyle has more bandages on his fingers.
He's like, dumbass, this is a katana, not a sword.
This is a.
I don't want to select.
Who got you katana?
Whenever I look at forged them, what I would want is something that took a lot of time to make and was like well crafted. From what I understand,
find us a sword example that we could link up, like something
Fear
that
not
you
the man with a
would love
$1,000 sword. Feel the man with $1,001
dream
swords.
blade.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it to make fun of you.
I would want. Fuck you.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Oh. I love it. How did you get that footage of me?
That guy had a gladius. That was a cool sword. So
that's neat. I don't think that was a gladius.
Oh, I thought it was.
I would want
short sword.
I would not want a katana because I feel like that's so cringe. And from what I understand, the reason they fold that steel 1,000 fucking times is because Japanese ore is so shitty. But I would like maybe something from my ancestors, so I'm not being such a poseur. Like maybe some sort of Scottish broadsword or something, some sort of English weapon of some kind. Like not a giant long sword because those look so unwieldy and
claymore.
Also, yeah, that's too big. I want something that you could sort of hold in one hand and sort of like wave about when no one's looking.
What's a curved sword called? It's
a falchion.
Scabbard.
Oh, a scimitar.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking of. The scimitar with a feather on it. It's cool, right?
Oh, like one of those, like almost.
Need to be a pirate with a feather in my hat.
Some swords, Zach. Let us.
Like you picture a guy like riding a camel with
like women have gemstones. Men should have swords for each month. There should be if you're a Taurus, like this is the sword that.
Right. Yeah,
cool.
like if you're born in March, you're a freaking gladius guy, and in April is a. Katana.
What sign are you, Taylor?
Taurus.
Oh, me too.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's why we get along, or it's why we butt heads, whatever it says.
Yes. So the gladius is cool. I feel like I would be proud to own a fine, well-made gladius. Some of the others are so thin. I feel
gladius is cool.
I want to
honestly of all those, gladius is the coolest.
Swiss saber, right? Just below the middle.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
You remember just drawing swords as a kid? Just being like, look at this cool sword I drew.
Yeah, dude, it was all swords.
I remember all of elementary school was like hanging out with a bunch of guys at like lunch, and we're like, "Hey, let's see who can draw the coolest sword." And we did that a lot.
We used to have sword fights.
Winners and losers.
We had sword fights too, but then we got detention because
we'd hit each other with sticks, pretending.
I was homeschooled, so we just had to go to the doctor after.
Kyle,
I am tempted to become a knife guy, though. I'm like slowly going down the rabbit hole of becoming a knife guy.
Knives are cool. There aren't too many things in our lives that are built to a high craftsman quality, right? Like, your dishwasher is garbage. It's going to be ruined in 4 years. I don't know, your whole life, your fucking Wi-Fi router, your keyboard, if you don't have a great one, everything is just consumer grade bullshit.
You can tear it apart with bare hands
that are done well.
Did I say PKA knives? Because I meant PVK. Sorry,
PVK. That makes more
take a look
sense.
Take a look at that link I just sent real quick, because I always look at I'm like, man, my buddy's all so enthusiastic about these, and I'm like, I kind of get it. They're pretty cool.
I found some gladiuses.
I like it. Dude needs.
And then he would always tell me stories about in Vegas, like, God, who's the guy who made Nightmare? Tim Burton would come in, and he's like fanciful Tim Burton garb, and be like, "Show me your most magical knives." And he'd take.
There's no way they got permission from that actress from Vikings.
Oh, that looks sick,
dude. Kyle, you can't afford not to get a Centurion Gladius for $245. Look at that. Look at the beautiful pommel.
Oh, look at that pommel. I do like a.
Think of the dogs at the dog park when they bully Murphy.
Oh,
the blow you'll be able to deliver.
I would cut them down like chaff.
Oh,
he has a Microtech out the front automatic knife. I have that one.
Those are cool
the Microtechs are like the most popular ones, right?
Yeah, those are cool.
Oh yeah, that one in the top left. I have it in black.
Like 90% of what they sell is the Microtech.
In that picture, yeah,
they're pretty badass.
Get that bottle of knife lube there, because you don't want to use some like fucking oil or some shit. Yeah, get that knife pivot lube, that KPL.
I got knife lube right here, baby.
Yeah, Kyle, you don't lube your knives daily?
The fact that you pulled that out is blowing my mind so hard right now. For
For
those of you who are audio only, I was making fun of the fact that knife store sells knife-specific pivot lube, and I thought it was silly. And Woody not only owns some and has some, it's within reach.
Yeah, it was in his knife lube holster. Right on his side.
I keep it on my belt.
Hold on, sir. Before we engage in fisticuffs, allow me to oil my blade. Yeah. Anyway,
the problem is you buy all these knives, and then it's like you only get the opportunity to cut someone like once every couple of years, right?
Mm-hmm.
I open boxes,
and you're going to end up getting cut too.
I think I actually carry is a Leatherman. I think knife guys, they prefer, I don't know, something more knifey, but I use my Leatherman every day, all day, all the time.
Do you always look forward to like a knife specific task? You're like, oh, you need someone to cut that rope into 536-inch strands? Well, sha-sha! Yeah. Wow, that knife opened quickly. Yeah, I use my knife pivot lube.
I use the knife to open boxes, and I cut tubes a lot because I keep this fish tank thing, and I always seem to be busting with a tube here or there. But I use the scissors and the file on my fingernails. I like my fingernails short, probably too short. It's probably not the most cosmetic way to do it, but it's how I like them. So all my fingernails and toenails are short from my file and scissors. What do you have, Kyle?
Is that a blade?
I've got my
oh, you have a grooming kit.
Yeah, this weird grooming kit. I think it's for shaving calluses off because it comes with very aggressive blades.
Yeah, and you keep that in your gaming place?
I've been using it for marijuana concentrate, though. You really clean it up well. You don't waste any. And if you ever do have a callus, these are really aggressively sharp. You can't tell, but they're like super duper sharp.
Jeez.
Yeah,
that's scary.
But this is the most aggressive file. This file is so aggressive, I don't like to touch it. It's like I got that's a little bit of what's making me want a sword, I think, because there's a little bit of sword play in there.
I think you should. I think you should get a sword before this fancy leaves.
I've always thought you needed a sword.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if I
look at you and I say this guy loves swords.
A man with no swords is a bit of a pussy.
Mm-hmm. How are you going to be a warrior? You couldn't be a warrior.
How will I expand my fief?
Yes, you need to expand your fief.
Expanding my fief is all I fucking.
What if you have a home
invasion
invasion situation?
Well, I've got this.
Bad news for them.
Then
not today.
Not today. You're gonna get fucked up, but you know.
Well,
back then.
I do have that Captain Jack Sparrow setup where I've got 6 black power pistols and
yes. Yeah, and you get drunk.
Wow, look at that fucking link.
Yeah, that is it a Baclock?
Batleth.
Batleth.
Yeah, you get the Batleth there. It looks like a completely impractical weapon.
That looks really impractical.
Though I've watched Worf use it enough that I think I could do some damage.
This is great. You have like a 5 foot long weapon that you can reach 18 inches with.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of you can hold it like this and do some pokies, and there's a lot of underarm stuff, a lot of spins.
But the
Seems
your
like a good
range
way
is
to
very
cut
short.
yourself.
I feel like if
Oh, no,
someone
no,
had
no.
a sword, they could poke you from 3.5 feet
Oh,
away.
they don't have a sword in this scenario, Woody. No.
Yeah,
So
no
They have a
invasion.
shopping cart. They're hiding behind their shopping cart, screaming. and I'm calling them patak.
Thing is pretty dope.
It is kind of neat, but
I don't like that.
yeah,
it's
that doesn't
chromed
look
out.
practical.
That makes it look cheap to me, and it happens to be the most expensive one on all of Etsy. There's a $180 one that's like looks better, but I don't want the cheap one. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah,
feel
you
like
want
I need
some
to get an
mass.
artisan. I need to get a real Klingon to make this thing for me. Is what I'm thinking. A real Trekkie.
How much are you willing
I
to
got.
Zach, can you show this one? This is the one Kyle needs, so that he can be like that guy.
$8.99. Let me see what you got here.
$8.99?
$8.99.99. Yeah. Oh, my man here's. Let's see. This doesn't look very traditional to me, and
Look
it
how
also looks
cool
like it's made out
this
of
guy
foam.
is.
That's a foam bat left, Woody. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Woody. He's not holding it right.
There looks like there's no correct way to hold this cumbersome, useless weapon.
Well, that's.
What is he, the
That's-
dude? I don't know. He just strikes me.
I'd
as
rather
super
you come at me
cool.
with that than a baseball bat. You're gonna stumble and kill yourself.
When you see me going through my kata with that thing while I'm singing Klingon opera, you're gonna think different.
You're gonna before you get a sword, you should practice your kata.
I'll be chanting the dirges of Kalis, and I'll be flipping that thing around.
Please, if you buy a sword, get a Japanese one. Or at least a
Why?
Japanese style.
Why? That's
one.
the opposite of what I want, because I think
No.
that's the lame one. That's the lame one.
I know it's the lame one.
Dude, that's what all those fat white dudes with ponytails buy. They buy themselves a goddamn katana and
Okay,
wear
well,
their
then get a
trench coat
Gladius.
with their Jinko shorts.
Gladiuses are cool as shit. Get one of those.
because I think they're neat.
They are neat. That's the problem. Let's be real. Fedoras are fucking neat, but they have been
Yes.
co-opted by a disgusting race of man people.
You guys
You're
gotta get
right.
off Reddit. Fedoras are not neat. You look like
Yes,
a
they
fucking
are.
goober.
Dude, my
Look
1
like
to
you should
10
be
scale,
detecting.
I go up by a
Yeah,
point with a
I
fedora
want
on.
to be a detective so badly.
Yeah, just take up
One of those
smoking
gumshoe
cigarettes.
detectives with
Say like say stuff like Dame. She's the problem here, Dame.
I want
That
to
would
be
good.
Jack Nicholson from Chinatown. That.
I haven't seen that.
Oh,
Yeah, this reference is falling dead
fantastic.
on
God
everybody.
damn.
Just get a
Wonderful
Gladius.
film.
You'll be happy that you
Wonderful
didn't
old.
get it.
It's just when Jack Nicholson had all his hair. This is a long time ago. There's one part where the guy pulls out a switchblade. He's caught Jack Nicholson where he's not supposed to be, and he like puts the tip of the switchblade in his nose, and he's threatening him. And then he goes "Switch," and just cuts his nostril. And so the rest of the movie, Jack Nicholson's got his nose all taped up. It's pretty fun.
Oh,
It's a
I
good movie.
hate that.
It's a good movie.
That would
There's like a crazy surprise ending that's like, oh shit. It's a fun one. It's an old movie though. It's Jack Nicholson with all his hair.
If someone
Well,
puts a
regardless-
knife in your nose, do you stand very still and walk it out, or do you like jerk away and?
I think to end up with a knife in my nose, I've made so many poor decisions up until now.
Yeah.
I'm going to lean on someone else's
Someone else's
decision.
mercy.
Hey, what do you think I should do about this knife you have in my nose? Because I'd like it out.
Yeah.
I'll ask him what he thinks, because I've done so many things wrong to end up with a knife in my nose.
Mhm. You probably owe someone money. I would imagine
Orman.
that's probably what happens.
I don't know. You could just want some fried chicken one night, stumble into the wrong joint.
You could. That would be a very man. You go in expecting fried chicken. You're in a great mood, and then your nostril gets sliced.
You're
Yeah.
like,
Terrible
this is the
evening.
Popeyes. I thought it was a Chick-fil-A. That's what happened.
Damn.
Yeah. Please buy a Gladius.
I just don't think I have that.
No one's
like,
going to call you gay
Roman-
the way they would if you bought a katana, because that
I'm not getting the katana. I don't want the katana. I've been
I
shitting on
wanted you to get the
since we got
katana.
here.
because it would be the easiest thing to make fun of. But a Gladius, I wouldn't make fun of because that's more unique. Nobody owns fucking Gladiuses.
What if I get like a bow staff, like the one turtle that had the sticks? What if I get those? But they're just like really good hardwood sticks wrapped in leather tightly. So they're like,
when you started that sentence, I was thinking of ways to make fun of it. And then after I thought of the tightly wrapped leather, I think that would actually look kind of cool.
Smell that leather.
It would smell good.
And that hardwood, it's stained.
Or you could get a sai, like I think Raphael had.
Yeah, that's the
like
three
those-
things. What
yeah,
is it?
the three prongs.
That's more
Apparently,
of a defensive weapon.
Yeah, it's apparently not a good weapon at all, but they look neat.
You know
And,
the reason why
you can
each
still kill
turtle
someone
got
with
his weapon, right?
No.
Is based on their personalities. I think he got the side. One of them got like the defensive weapon because he was too aggressive. It was like that. It was like to complement their personalities or to keep them from
Or to
like
clash
maybe
with their personalities.
maybe the smart one gets like the big fucking sword because you don't want a dummy to have that katana. I can't remember. I watched a video about it the other day.
I would have
that.
rebelled. Like I remember watching Ninja Turtles as a kid and thinking that the guy with the staff was a loser. And the nunchuck guy. I thought it was so clear what the stack ranking of them was.
Do they all come with CD-ROMs? What is that about?
No, those are shurikens. They're supposed to be shurikens. These are for children.
I hate this image.
Zach, show us what we'd play with if we were, going to do it right.
If we were at least teenagers.
If we were cosplaying as the 3 Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. I would absolutely call Katana Guy. If someone else threw a stink about it, I would settle for Side Guy, and I would not be part of the trio if I had to be staff or certainly not Nunchuck Guy.
Oh, these are the actual toys. These are branded Ninja Turtle shit. Oh, that's
cool though, because I could be Nunchuck Guy. I think they're.
Could I see the cartoon characters? Could I see them in action with the, or maybe the movie characters, but not the new movies, the like 1991 Ooze movie, right? That one.
I like them all actually.
With Bebop and Rocksteady. You remember Bebop and Rocksteady?
I do remember Bebop and Rocksteady. Holy shit.
That's a blast.
I can take whatever's left over and be happy.
Oh, well, that's good. And then, so Kyle and I, would we be in a fight for the katana, I guess?
I'll take that bow staff. I'm going to be honest. I feel like I could crack the shit out of somebody with that thing, and I wouldn't feel the need to hold
Not me.
that
I'd catch
ever.
it with my size defensively.
Okay. Well, I won't
There's a non-zero chance that would happen.
They should have one guy with a
By
gun.
the way, these new turtles look fucking cool. If I was a kid, that would be so badass. That with that animation style, it's the right, mid ground between realism and cartooniness.
Now look at the quads on those guys on the left.
God,
they are very well developed.
Yeah,
gotta be honest.
They're big, they're jacked, big old delts, some Derek-sized delts on Donatello there.
Yeah,
there's a clip.
Abs.
There's a clip in the movie where you can see the guy's face through the open gaped mouth of the turtle, and he's just in there like.
Really? That's funny. He's just a guy in a suit,
and he's peering through the black fucking gaping mouth of the turtle.
Can you find that, Zach?
Oh,
you would remember this, Kyle. Did the street sharks get weapons, or did they like skateboard into problem areas and then like beat them up with their shark strength?
So the way I remember it, that they traversed the territory by literally swimming like through the street. Yeah, you can see him in there. Look,
his mouth. That's very funny.
It's so gross.
Wait, keep it up for a second.
You see his teeth.
Oh
see
my
a human's
gosh!
teeth in there.
I mean, they did their
Wow.
best.
I guess he's yelling or something.
It was the 80s.
Yeah, I guess that was the voice actor. I thought they would dub them, but that's even funnier if that's true. I don't know why it looks like that. It's so gross.
Yeah,
I'd take that bow staff though. I wouldn't have to hold back. I crack the shit out of somebody with that thing. Whereas with a sword, if I'm being real, I'd be a little afraid if I was having a weapon fight and I had a sword about hurting myself in some way. Like that thing's a giant razor blade.
Please, I'm looking at the nunchucks thinking that same thing times 10.
Oh, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Dude,
Like,
here's what I think the rules should be. You guys choose first and second. Leftover gets the other two. Now
why do you need two? How are you going to operate a side and a nunchuck?
In case I'm disarmed.
Poorly. Yeah, that's how it would go.
Yeah, like you could take the nunchuck from me. Now I have size.
Man, I would hate to have a fucking sword fight. In the Japanese movies, and I'm going to pretend like in real life, it seemed like their technique and their weapon sort of lends itself to like quick deaths, or at least not gory deaths. You ever cut yourself with something sharp and you don't feel that shit? That's how I feel like it. I bet that's what it feels like to get hit with a katana by a master swordsman.
It was
I bet you get lightheaded when you bleed a lot.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's how you die.
I'm sure we've all been in shock, right?
I don't know about shock, but I've definitely been like I've responded in an almost panic attacky way to like losing blood before. Like I almost passed out that time I had that sword fight and Scott fucking stabbed me in the arm. So I would definitely like I think, if you're losing blood, you're just going out anyway. I don't know what shock is exactly. I always think of it as not just being shocked, but having some physiological reaction that's a big deal.
I described it as not making good decisions, kind of maybe a little sleepy, but badly injured. You're badly injured and you're not making good calls about what to do next.
Yeah.
I've never experienced that. Seems terrible.
Yeah.
But
I thought everyone's been there.
I would want to believe that it wouldn't hurt that much.
I've never passed out.
Oh yeah?
You never lost consciousness?
No.
You ever been knocked out?
No.
Oh man. You should get choked out sometime just to have
What about
experience.
drinking?
Like fell over drinking?
Like, I don't think I've ever blacked out. I've fallen asleep, passed out.
Yeah, that's what you do. You fall.
But I've never. Yeah. But there's some people who just don't remember all the things they did for hours the night before, and I've never had that.
Oh, I've definitely.
Did you?
No. Oh.
I really don't think so. I'm much more. I don't know, the way I'm wired, I would fall asleep rather than have a wonderful night that I can't recall.